Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the post-game reaction / recap to the Oilers' 6-1 loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Before this game started, in my pre-game report, I'm going to let me tell everyone what I thought about this Blue Jackets team and something to watch out for. So, take a listen. Columbus scores a whopping 3.86 goals per game. They score in bunches. This is a team that puts the puck in the net. They have a lot of offensive threats. And like I mentioned, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, if you are not playing careful defense, they are going to absolutely make you pay tonight. And that's literally exactly what happened. The Columbus Blue Jackets took advantage of some pretty soft defense by the Edmonton Oilers, some shaky goaltending, and by shaky, I mean horrific goaltending. Stuart Skinner, the Oilers, they didn't come out ready to play. They took a penalty a minute into the game. They gave up a power play goal 2 minutes into this game, and the whole team was completely deflated. And of course, we're going to talk about McDavid's injury and my thoughts on that. Obviously, if this is a long-term injury, there are huge concerns with the depth on this team, and if they're even going to be able to sustain any type of long-term success in order to even make the playoffs, but we're not going to look too far ahead. I also do want to touch on Bob Stauffer's body language and his whole demeanor when he was talking about McDavid's injury on Sportsnet tonight. The dude sounded like he was giving some kind of speech at a funeral. It was very depressing. It almost makes me feel like he knows that this injury could be serious. They also talked a lot on the broadcast. A lot of hypotheticals about who they may call up. Noah Philp will obviously be a call-up option, someone who definitely deserved to probably make this team out of camp, but they did give it to Derek Ryan at the end of the day, that fourth-line center position. But right now, there are some major problems with the Edmonton Oilers, problems that, the team had won 4 of their last 6, so I don't want to sit here and overreact. You're not going to win every single game. They are still 4-2-1 in their last 7 games, but a loss like this can really exacerbate some of the issues that we've seen on this team before, including their defensive coverage, including the goaltending. It's unfortunate that Stuart Skinner had a game like he did tonight because of how well he played against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and then to watch him struggle tonight against Columbus. Again, I'm not taking anything away from the Columbus Blue Jackets. They are a young team. They are a fast team. They are a skilled team. They attack on the rush, and if you're not paying attention, if you are not playing and being attentive at all times, the attention to detail is so important in the NHL. And the Oilers, a lot of this carried over from that Detroit game. The Oilers were lucky to not fall behind as much as they did against Columbus tonight. Against the Red Wings last night, they got off to a slow start. They were able to build their game because Calvin Pickard was giving them some saves. Tonight was not the case. Stuart Skinner was not giving the team any saves before Edmonton even found a way to kind of turn the game just a little bit in their favor in terms of puck possession and chances. It was already 4-0 Blue Jackets, and by then score effects is taking over. When a team is up big, they tend to sit back a little bit more. They don't go on offense as much. And then in the third period, the Oilers decided they didn't even want to help Stuart Skinner out. Maybe they decided, you know what, you let 4 goals in earlier. Now we're just not going to help you out at all, because the third period goals that the Oilers gave up, goals 5 and 6, very putrid, completely unacceptable. I don't care how much you're losing in the third. Don't just give up on your goaltender. Don't just give up on your zone coverage, the man that you're supposed to cover. It was horrible to watch. As a fan tonight, it was just awful. It's one of those games. These types of games happen throughout the course of a season. But if you're an Oilers fan, we've seen this type of game happen a couple times now. Game 1 against the Winnipeg Jets, it happened when they were shut out. And then, of course, tonight, 6-1, it was almost a shutout, a 6-0 shutout again. Ekholm got a late goal, assisted by Darnell Nurse and Corey Perry on the power play, which, by the way, I haven't even touched on the special teams. The Oilers had 6 power play opportunities tonight. I think they had 4 shots on goal total on those power plays. It's not acceptable. It's not nearly good enough. This team needs to absolutely find a way to turn this special teams around. Yes, McDavid went down with injury. Yes, that probably affected how the team was playing on the ice. That does affect morale. They had an opportunity to band together, go into that first intermission. You're down 3-0. You know your captain is not going to make it out for the rest of the game. They had an opportunity to dig deep and really find a way to push the pace, try and get back in the game, maybe grind one out. Even if you didn't win, make it close. Maybe it's a 3-2 loss, but you really you gave it your all. You gave it 120%. Second half of a back-to-back. Every every last bit of gas that was in the tank is expended, but the Oilers did not do that. They did not show any kind of heart tonight. They did not show. I'm not gonna. Let's slow it down to get my wording here. I have to catch myself. It's not that they don't care, right? I think NHL players care deeply. I think this team cares deeply. I think everyone on that roster cares deeply. But when push comes to shove, there's not a lot of shoving and there's not a lot of pushing going on. And I'm not just talking about the hit count. Columbus out hit the Oilers 19-8. I also talked about the lack of physicality on this team before this game. In my pregame report, I'm pretty sure the Oilers average less than 10 hits per game. And once again tonight, less than 10 hits in a game. And we knew the team was going to lose because they didn't fight in this game. The Oilers are unbeaten when they have a fighting major. Tonight, there were no fights. Not that there was any reason to fight in this one. I think when your captain goes down with injury, a lot of other guys are probably focusing on just trying to score. It's a tough one. It's just one of those dang games that pisses everyone off. And my bigger concern, though, is for Connor McDavid. Of course, I want to make sure that, he's okay. And if this ends up being a long-term injury, of course, once news breaks, once we have a better idea of what's going on with him, I will discuss further on this channel as well. Tomorrow, I will have a day after discussion detailing or going through the Columbus game and the Detroit game. I'm going to combine both of those into one day after discussion. However, I feel like I'm going to be mostly talking about this game specifically, the impact that a long-term Connor McDavid injury could have on this team and their prospects of making the playoffs if it is a long-term injury, because it's not good enough right now. This team just doesn't have the depth. They don't have enough. This team is too old and too slow. There's something that I wanted to bring up. 8 of the 12 Oilers forwards, 8 of their 12 regulars. I'm just going to put out a fun little stat for everyone. Just a fun little fact here. Derek Ryan has 0 points in 10 games. Mattias Janmark has 0 goals in 10 games. Connor Brown has 1 goal in 10 games. Zach Hyman has 0 goals in 10 games. Vasily Podkolzin has 1 single point in 10 games. Adam Henrique has 1 point in 10 games. Corey Perry has 1 point in 10 games. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has 1 goal in 10 games. That is 8 of your 12 forwards who are doing absolutely nothing but cardio right now. We know eventually, and I keep talking about this, and you're probably sick of it, we know that a lot of this will regress back to normal. However, they need it right now. They need to find a way to start putting the puck in the net. Otherwise, this is going to be a long season in oil country, a long, dark, depressing, gloomy season in oil country. And I'm someone that tries to think of positives every single night on this channel. One of the big things on my channel is my positivity that I do bring. It's tough to always be positive. I find tonight I'm really struggling to not just freak out and scream at the top of my lungs like Steve Dangle. If the team plays like they did tonight against Nashville with McDavid or not, you may see some screaming. I'm going to do my best to not actually scream, though. We'll see what happens. That's all I got tonight. I'm sorry, Oilers fans. I wish I had a little bit more positivity in this one. Incredibly frustrating. Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, friendly reminder, I do have a Discord. You can join that, link in the description. And I am available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts if you want a way to listen to all of these episodes that I upload here on YouTube. Your support means the world. Make sure to hit that like button tonight. Make sure to subscribe if you really enjoyed tonight's video and you want to continue to support the channel. We are getting very close to 4,000 subscribers. It's a milestone that I'm incredibly excited about. I will be live streaming during the Nashville game on Halloween, which I believe is Thursday. The Oilers play at 6 p.m. against the Predators, and they have a couple days off to think about what they did tonight. Think about all the kids that they upset tonight before they go to bed. How could the Oilers do that? And hopefully Connor McDavid is okay. We'll see how the team responds. We'll see what kind of team they are made of by the end of Thursday night against Nashville. Have a good one, Oil Country. We'll see you soon. Tell someone that you love them. Fight like a kid. Fight like Ben, as always. Take care. We'll see you next time.